X is rho. I remember it like this. It was hard to memorize these, guys. So I will give you the hint how I memorized that. Rho
in y has an
cosine theta, rho sine theta. That is what we have from the polar part. And then spherical, since it's in 3D, takes polar into third dimension as well. Adds sine phi
we're giving over there.
to both. And then since we never used cosine phi, it goes to the last part. That's how I memorized it. Maybe it's helpful, I don't know. I always try to find some trick to memorize formulas. And the idea was of this,
and then subtract the original.
the whole sphere, will be, any point on the sphere can be represented with 3 points, rho, phi, and theta. Rho will be the radius, but now it's radius in 3D. How far my point is away from the center. Theta, which is comes second actually.
The ruler,
That doesn't matter. I want to just explain how it works. Theta gives the full rotation in 2D. Yeah, actually everything is correct. This is in 2D. Rho is happening in 3D. But theta is rotation in 2D, flat. That part is coming from polar, and that's why it is from 0. Theta. Theta is a circle with the wiggly part inside. 2 pi. However, phi
square root of
is
4 plus 0.
only from 0 to 1 pi, because it creates the angle from north pole to south pole,
minus 5 square root of 4.
like so.
And
yeah,
that is the exact answer. You can already use it in your homework problem.
So how away I am, that's my theta, and then like so,
you use your calculator.
is phi.
5 to 6 decimal places.
Phi is not creating the full circle, because that will be overkill, since theta already did the whole circle. That is the idea. Yeah, that's how usually we explain it. You don't have to have both from 0 to 2 pi, and that's what we decided, that phi will be doing only up or down, but not the whole thing. Kind of intuitionally, that's how you should see it. So,
maybe let's remember that dy where dx represents the derivative.
Yeah, that's how I would explain it.
So
then from all this stuff happens in the formula, which is integral. That is going to be rho squared, but it was already squared, so we don't forget to square that. And then the trick is that there's also a formula involved.
The x and the y are actually the same thing. Not just because they gave it to you, but actually that's the knowledge.
Keep losing my files.
dy and delta y are not the same thing, but the small change in input is the same.
Hopefully you remember the formula. Remember, there's always a tail of the integral, which you should not forget. Used to be the pirate story, and it still is. It's still r, dr, but it's a little bit more than that now. So
let me see if they change the input. The input is still 4.
Found it.
4
Come on,
times the
keep losing the PDF file.
change 0.3, like so. Thus, I cannot write it down right away.
So in this case,
first. So let's find
it will be
prime of x.
rho d rho, kind of like in the pirate, but it's somehow rho squared. Anyway, it comes from the derivation. So if you want to see the proof, you just do that. Usually students ask how did this all happen, and we say, well, if you really want to, go check the proof. But the tail is rho d rho, but rho squared, sine phi d rho d phi d theta. I always show this formula in calculus 1 and 2 to freak people out. Yeah, this is what they will see in calculus 3. The way to see it, we have two angles now,
which will be
phi and theta, and each has a radius. So that's why there are two of them,
which
kind
can
of.
be written as phi
And then
over 2,
sine phi
1 over
represents that third
x to the
dimension.
1/2.
So
But
that third
x to the
dimension that
1/2
we're
is
adding has a
squared.
triangle, right triangle. So that angle also adds up. Kind of, that's how vaguely you can explain it if you don't want to see the proof.
4
Yeah.
5 over 2
So
multiplied by 1 over
I would
square
show,
root of 4,
oh, I see good notes. Full north
and then multiplied
and
by
south
0.3.
poles,
That was dx.
like so. But if we have only one of them, then it will be from 0 to pi over 2. That is just n, for example, just north or just south, like so. That's a good example. And finally, we can complete it.
Over 4. That's a very
Rho goes first in this formula, as you can see. Rho is given ball radius 2 from 0 to 2. If it's between two balls, get what you do. Inscribed in the bigger ball, but outside of the smaller ball. You had it in your homework and you might have it in the test, so definitely review this. Then it will be from wherever this radius is, 5, to whatever this radius is, 11. Then it's going to be integral from 5 to 11. Those kind of things, definitely review them. But I think these are actually intuitionally nice problems. Intuitively easy to catch them. And then first octant means something.
That was the second method. And
radius is still fine, but first octant restricts the angle. So if you remember, first octant is where all three are positive. Let me make a note.
Compare.
Note. First octant is phi should be positive.
Linear approximation via
First, not just positive.